It's raining out, folks. It's raining out. You got sirens going off. It's raining. I was supposed to do laundry, but I can't now because it's raining. Because of the Democrats.
Illuminati is a thing you need to watch out for. They want to depopulate and slave us so much more. World domination, I'll get into that later. I'm hardcore, fierce and sexy. You're just a hater. You deserve the ridicule because you're an absolute zero. I'm the keeper of the chalice, a rock and roll hero. I'm not an idiot nobody listens to, because I'm not a failure in life like you. Let's talk about Bill Gates and the mark of the beast, and the orgies in the streets at the Catholic feasts, and Bill and Hillary's human trafficking ring, and George Soros got the money to pay for everything. Socialism is for losers, working for the devil, chumps that can't fight, they ain't on my level. It takes an evil one to try to debunk and doubt it, so I'd rather die than stop talking about it. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Watch out for the Illuminati. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Watch out for the Illuminati. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Watch out for the Illuminati. Watch out for the Illuminati.
What's good, my people? You're watching the MC Too Tall Show with your hardcore, fierce, and sexy host, MC Too Tall. And as you can hear, the sirens are out. As you can see, it's raining out. And because it's raining, I can't do laundry. And it's because of the Democrats. Well, maybe, maybe not. But we cannot deny the fact that the Illuminati is controlling the weather. And they had spoken of this in several books. One in particular was a book called Behold the Pale Horse by the late, great William Cooper. William Cooper described in detail, in very deep detail, how the Illuminati controls the weather. Or they were working on a device way back then when he published a book to control the weather. And you hear about HAARP all the time. You see it with your own naked eye during days where there's clear skies, the chemtrails. And when they bring about a cloudy day like this with rain, they could verily easily put out planes there that release chemtrails. And you don't even know because it's cloudy in the sky. I mean, meanwhile, you have people that don't care about these things. They make it rain in the club when there's a drought at home. You know, these are the people with the nice suits with an empty refrigerator. Like my song Buddy Boy. It's all good because Buddy Boy recover in a pinch. Buddy got the new suit, nothing in the fridge. And you got people like that all the time. Lots of Buddy Boys out there. And I didn't say that other word that the Jamaicans like to use. I said buddy, B-U-D-D-Y. Boy, B-O-I. But anyway, there's HAARP out there. And they put it on full tilt during the Obama administration. And they like to apply this, the Obama administration at least, like to apply this in West Coast United States and in the Middle East and in like the Mediterranean area and stuff like that, North Africa, where Libya is, and so forth. But this is what you got going on. And they do less of it when there's a Republican in charge. They probably would have been an exception to the rule. They probably would have had an exception to the rule if it was fully perfected during the administration of George W. Bush, because he was one of those few Republicans that don't do the party justice. One of those few Republicans that was so much like Democrats, the lines blurred, and it's what caused a person like Donald Trump to emerge and gain such notoriety and popularity on the political field. It's just how it goes. Trump himself said that Bush was so bad, he gave us Obama. In other words, had he been a true-to-life Republican president, representing true Republican and conservative principles, there would not have been an Obama who was just like Bush, masquerading as something different. Obama and Bush were very much alike. Obama was not a breakaway from Bush. He wasn't an opposition to Bush. He wasn't an alternative to Bush. He was a continuation of Bush. He was a warmongering sack of shit that's not above allowing for his buddies at HUP to change the weather, because they're all under one conglomerate of secret societies, often loosely referred to as the Illuminati. Now, that doesn't mean that Adam Weishaupt's small little group still exists, which is the one that actually had the official name Illuminati. It just means that this conglomerate of secret societies is loosely termed the Illuminati. The same as people in Gaza are referred to as Philistines, or the mispronounced word of Philistine, which is Palestines. Then you also have other comparisons. You have other comparisons, like Native Americans are referred to as Indians. So everybody knows that this conglomerate of secret societies, though called the Illuminati, is as much the Illuminati as Native Americans are Indians. You see where I'm going with that? It's a loose term tagged onto something that isn't quite the same, and isn't affiliated. So this is what we have. And we have this conglomerate of secret societies. They have their little subgroups like HARP that control the weather. And William Cooper, as I said, wrote about this in his book, Behold a Pale Horse. You have to read the book, Behold a Pale Horse. It's sort of like when you look into the BIOS of your computer. This is like looking at the BIOS of how the Earth works. And I recommend you read Behold a Pale Horse by William Cooper and Unlimited Power by Tony Robbins, because these two books balance each other. One explains to you how the world works. The other, the Tony Robbins book, explains how you can navigate through this world as it is the way it's described in William Cooper's book. And that's how that goes. And of course, you need a connection with the divine, the Almighty Creator. Good God and holy heaven above, which man did not create. And when man attempts to be God, understand that the devil has 1/3 the power of God. And man was created on the 6th day. So when man attempts to be God, he's trying to triple himself out, forming the 666, which can then be used as a form of ID that they one day will require man to have in order to buy groceries, to go out any place. That's what a lot of these real IDs are for. These real IDs and real passports, that nothing could be more unreal. Nothing could be more unnatural. Nothing could be more against God unless they take it off the card and put it on your forehead or on the back of your hand. And they will do that one day, and they will behead people who refuse it. And they will rally up the masses to act like you deserve to be beheaded for not accepting the 666 on your head. I'd rather not have a head than have a 666 on my head. And there are guillotines that have been ordered. The Obama administration ordered about 4,000 guillotines. And this is why I say watch out for the Illuminati. And again, by Illuminati, I mean conglomerate of secret societies. But conglomerate of secret societies is a bit long-winded, so I shorten it to the loose term that people are familiar with, which is Illuminati. And I've already explained that I don't mean the whole Adam Weishaupt thing. This is something different. This has little to nothing to do with Adam Weishaupt. And pretty much following part of his blueprint, but after the early stages of the formation of the original Illuminati and the emulation of that, that's where everything else goes south and differs. And they control the weather, folks. They control the weather. And they are going after Trump over some Epstein silliness, which is something of a fire that they really don't want to play with. You mean to tell me that they had some sort of damning evidence on Donald Trump during the Obama years and didn't use it against him while he was running for president? They waited for him to run for president, and they'd sooner concoct a false story about a Russian collusion than bring about this Epstein stuff, if this Epstein stuff is even real. If there was anything damning about Donald Trump, connecting him with Jeffrey Epstein, that was actually damning to Donald Trump, it would have been used against him by Obama. It would have been used against him by the Hillary Clinton campaign. It would have been used against him during the Biden administration, where Trump would not have even considered running for president again. So these characters are a bunch of weirdos that set out to sniff Melania Trump's underwear. And you have creeps like Hunter Biden. Creeps cut from the same cloth as Jeffrey Epstein, like Hunter Biden, going out there and having the balls to make false claims that Melania Trump was a hoe pimped off by Jeffrey Epstein to Donald Trump. If that is the truth, show the receipts already. And you can say, well, Donald Trump's got the receipts now and he's hiding them. And these would be the same receipts that Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton, and Joe Biden had access to. So, dude, you're the president's son. You're Joe Biden's son. Go into daddy's receipts and pull out that proof that Melania Trump was a hoe that Jeffrey Epstein pimped off to Donald Trump. Go ahead and do that. Or would you and your buddies at HARP rather distract the world with bad weather, preventing John Krantz from going to the laundromat? See how it all ties in? Do you see how it all ties in? And so, there are secret societies out there. And you must never forget that there are secret societies out there. John McCain was not a war hero. He actually sold out bigger fish than his fellow prisoners when he was a POW. And some would even argue, I'm not saying it, some would argue that he set himself up to be caught on purpose and the whole capture of him was staged and both sides knew about it and drew it up before it happened as if it was like a pre-choreographed WWE wrestling match. And what happens then is that he went into the hands of the wrong people and spilled the beans on not his fellow prisoners, but people over here back home, military personnel of people here back home. This is what the word is buzzing around the campfire. This is not something I got receipts on. This is not something I say is stone cold fact, but I'm saying that's the word around the campfire. It's like the Adam Schiff ordering little boys whenever he's in New York story. I'm not saying it's hardline fact that this is the case, but there's a story about it, and it's a pretty strong story. And wouldn't it be something if that were to be proven fact? What's false is Donald Trump being a pervert side by side with Jeffrey Epstein, violently raping underage girls. Because Bill Barr, while he was Donald Trump's Attorney General, was looking for that. He went out of his way to look for that. Now, he was the Attorney General of the United States of America under Donald Trump, and he was looking for evidence damning Donald Trump and connecting him with Jeffrey Epstein, going out of his way to sabotage the Trump administration and the Trump presidency, and could not find that evidence. And he testified it to be so under oath before a grand jury. Thus, there is no damning evidence connecting Donald Trump to Jeffrey Epstein. Otherwise, Bill Barr besides Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton, and Joe Biden, would have used this damning evidence against Donald Trump. There were people within the Trump administration working against Donald Trump. Bill Barr was one of them. Mike Pompeo was another. Mike Pence was another. Certainly John Bolton was. And you got John Bolton up there, this freaking neocon skunk up there, talking about how weak Donald Trump is. Man, you're weak. Your T levels are in the cellar, boy. You know, just get off my TV, bitch, before I bitch slap that mustache off your face. So, that's what I think of John Bolton, who I personally have suspect through my research, has ties with Harp as well. He a punk. And so, this is what we got going on, folks. We got the Illuminati changing the weather to work against John Krantz changing his laundry and doing his laundry at the laundromat. And, yep. They be punks doing this to me. They be punks doing this to me. You know, but I got a midnight blue chariot. And whenever I'm good and ready, rain or shine, I'm going to get that laundry sack, throw it in my truck, drive through this harsh, rugged terrain, this horrible slosh of a weather condition, and do my damn laundry. In spite of what Harp and the Illuminati are trying to do to me. And you see, the weather conditions are so bad, you hear sirens in the background. Your emergency vehicles are out to rescue people from this bad weather caused by Harp and the Illuminati. The Trilateral Commission, Majesty 12, the NSA, the CIA, the Skull and Bones, the Scrolling Key, George W. Bush, John Kerry, Barack Obama, and Zohran Mamdani. Zohran Mamdani is a man that must never be mayor of New York City. And whoever really wants him to be mayor of New York City is going to have to literally do it over my dead body. They're going to have to do it over my dead body. You will not see a coexisting, breathing John Krantz and a mayor Zohran Mamdani coexisting. You won't see that. People don't even know how to talk these days. You have people backing the Intifada mayoral candidate. You have vicious stolen valor, stolen ethnicity, culture vulture senators who are also socialists coming from Massachusetts all the way to New York to endorse Zohran Mamdani. Elizabeth Warren, that damn culture vulture, is endorsing Zohran Mamdani. Like anybody in New York should give a rat's ass what anyone from Massachusetts thinks how we should vote for our mayor here in New York. Give me a break. In the immortal words of Warner Wolf, give me a break. And we're going to conclude on this rainy Wednesday this episode of the MC Too Tall Show. Respect God. Watch out for the Illuminati. Follow and share my beautiful content. Subscribe to my channel. Stay strong. Keep kicking that slang. It's your boy in the building. Hip-hop legend, recording engineer, underground rock and roll hero, MC Too Tall. And don't deny that there's a harp.